What happens when four people who know very little about motorbikes decide to buy two tuk-tuks and drive them across an unfamiliar country? Well, first, you get your paperwork sorted, become the official owner of a tuk-tuk, then you get it repaired, then you practice driving, then you get it repaired, practice driving, and more than likely, you'll get it repaired a little bit more. Most people would think this is a little bit insane, but to us, it's the adventure of a lifetime. This is the road to Cusco. What's going on, friends? Welcome back to another episode of The Road to Cusco. Yesterday was a nice chill day for us, a work day, an eating day. Me and Michel shared an entire pollo a la brasa, which was probably the best roast chicken I've ever had in my life. This lovely little town here of Huallanca has been a great stay. We've had a nice little rooftop area here to get some work done and just have a rest day after about 130 or odd so kilometers on the road. But today, we've got another big day ahead of us. This is actually going to be the biggest day we've done yet. We are headed from Huallanca to a larger, much larger town called, I believe it's called Huánuco. Anyways, it's actually kind of a small city. It has about 200,000 people, but it is 158 kilometers away. Now, the other thing I will point out is most people might be thinking 130K, 140K. It's really not that far, but we are going pretty much at top speed in these guys of about 25 to 30 kilometers an hour. If we're going uphill, it's even slower. Downhill, maybe a bit quicker, but for the most part, we're averaging around 30 kilometers an hour, so we can almost double whatever the time frame it says it's going to take to get there. So without further ado, let's see what landscapes today brings and I don't know, what troubles. Hopefully, like yesterday, the tuk-tuks go as smooth as possible. Let's go. There he is.
Hey man. I almost fucking killed the breakfast lady today. Fucking hell. We were there 7:10.
Oh yeah?
And we got fucking breakfast at 7:50. 40 minutes for two sandwiches.
For two sandwiches.
And a coffee.
I hope they were the best sandwiches you've ever eaten.
They were very good. To be fair for the lady.
We have some new additions to the tuk-tuks this morning. Reppin' Peru, baby.
It just doesn't have to go like...
Yee-hoo! Ready to go. Everybody's a little chilly this morning.
Cold.
We're gonna be in the heat from today.
Yeah. Thank God.
The new music box is going.
Yeah, baby.
Disco car is free.
You call me up just to bring me down, and I cannot take it for a second round. And your devotion to bring my emotions to an end, it's gotta have an end soon.
They picked up their first lady. She was very grateful.
What you want really, I don't know, but you're always telling me what I should do. Get off my back.
Already been a pretty eventful day so far. We've made it to our first town. And, oh, it's an anti-tobacco thing. That's cool. All right, first stop of the day. We're in a little town called La Unión?
Yes.
La Unión. Very eventful morning, as you saw. Lots of construction, but those roads were quite fun. And Michiel became the tuk-tuk master himself and picked up our first customer. I really wanted to pick her up, but we need to work out space. Their tuk-tuk just has a little bit more space, and so Inska made a new best friend.
Sí, a new abuela friend.
Mikhail, how was it driving your first customer?
Perfect. Inska won't let me pick up dogs, so grandmas have to work.
It was so funny.
She was hilarious.
Talking to us and all the time.
I didn't understand a word she said.
She had no teeth, but she was very grateful.
She had small teeth but a big heart.
We were put in a parade. We had the locals doing an anti-tobacco parade, and we got some photos. Basically, every town we come into now, people are kind of blown away. That's what he said. You said the old grandma said the first time she's seen gringos in her town.
Wanna go?
Very, very cool town. We're stopping. We're gonna have a coffee. There is some old ruins here, but they're about an hour up a mountain, and we've learned our lesson about driving up mountains, especially considering we have another 4 or 5 hours left today. So we're gonna skip on the ruins and just have a coffee and I don't know, make some new friends in this town. So yeah, in Peru they don't really have much of a coffee culture. I already made it, but they basically just give you a cup of hot water and either instant, or if you're lucky, they give you like this little bottle of syrup. They're both pretty shitty. Luckily, I'm a shitty guy, so I don't mind shit coffee, but yeah, they definitely don't really have any nice espressos or cappuccinos or anything here. Mikhail is not pleased. Hey, maybe in a bigger city, they'll have some nice coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee's done. Time to go back on the road. We're gonna probably do about another hour and a half and stop for some lunch. All right, back on the road, baby.
With this, I'm getting sick of it. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with this, I'm getting out of it. I'm fed up with it. I don't care about your stories, I don't care about your glory days.
Our brake came off. Could be worse. There could be much worse problems.
Just really boring, I don't wanna hear it, so just go away.
Okay, all fixed. Time to go for some lunch now. We have brakes again. And we are now filthy. All right, find some shade and go have some Sammys.
Open up a mechanic shop.
Good work, mechanic. Sandwich time, except for Felicia.
Fried rice in a bag.
Fried rice in a bag, what a luxury. Wow.
Could it get more Asian?
So we're all pretty hungry, and me and Mikhail want a little bit of a rest from driving. So we stopped in this, what looks like, I don't know, a Peruvian Clint Eastwood old Western movie or something. It's very dusty. There's not really much shade. But other than all the huge heavy machinery and stuff, there's a river. That's kind of nice. All right, this is tuk-tuk lunch montage.
If you're
Ají?
ready,
Ají.
use your spoon.
Fromage, cucumber, tomate, and some mystery pollo. Woo-wee. And that is tuk-tuk sandwich lunch. All right, so we're getting covered in dust, and we've just established we're probably not arriving till about 6 p.m. with some stops in between. 1 o'clock now, so time to hit the road again. No time for the drone today. Another construction stop here. We are hitting a lot of these today. The road, you'd think they might do work on like parts of the highway at a time, but no, apparently here they just do 100 kilometers of road at a time. What do we do now? Well, we once again probably bit off a little bit more than we could chew. This is very slow moving. We're at our, who knows, 10th stop. 15, 20, half hour sometimes, just totally depends. And it looks like this road is gonna be the same pretty much the whole way there, so we got a ways to go yet. 'And again.
Huh?
And again. We have made it. How far have we made it?
4 kilometers, 1 hour. 4 kilometros, 1 hora.
And again. And again.
Number 27.
$400 That is how much we ended up paying those MFers. But to give you guys a little bit more of a context on what happened, so of course, with all the roadworks, construction and everything, we ended up getting caught up and we're driving down these dirt roads in the pitch dark, and as I'm sure you can probably imagine, the lights aren't the best on the tuk-tuks. So you kind of have, I don't know, 2 to 3 meter visibility maybe in front of you. A little bit sketchy. So when we were about 10 kilometers outside of town, super eager to get home, have a hot shower, we ended up coming to a bit of a cop stop. There was a truck on the side of the road and a few guys in the middle of the street. Unfortunately, we were kind of stupid. We both could have driven through. A lot of the times these tuk-tuks kind of mask us as cab drivers, and therefore most of the time the cops don't really care. Regardless, we both stopped, and they seemed quite nice at first. We have our paperwork in the back of the tuk-tuks. We gave them those. I gave them my passport. But there was one cop who, of course, as soon as he saw gringos, he smelt a little bit of dinero. So, of course, they were going to try and find any way they could, which, you know, happens not just in Peru, but in a lot of countries. And so he saw my New Zealand driver's license, which he then said, oh, this is only for a car. And in our paperwork, unknown to us, supposedly our SOATs, which is a mandatory insurance here in Peru, were only valid for the province of Juarez, or what's the province in Juarez? Ancash, the province of Ancash. And so he said, well, this is 1,000 soles fine, which is about, I don't know, a couple $100 US or euros. We thought, okay, well, write us a ticket then. That's kind of crazy. But of course, luckily, Michiel knows much better Spanish than I do. And he said, okay, well, let's make a deal then instead of you guys writing us a ticket. So we went over to the police car, as you saw in the video, and they didn't really give us a number, but Michiel went back to his wallet in the tuk-tuk, got out a couple $100 soles, and so we ended up paying about 110 US, which, you know, it's never that fun to be in these situations and kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, split between 4 people, 25 to 30 US each really is not bad for our first extortion in South America. I mean, did you really travel South America if you weren't bribed or extorted by the police at some point? And I don't mean that in a bad way. You know, it's not the best part of developing countries, but it's just a reality of it. And, you know, it's happened to be in Asia. It's not exclusively a Peru thing, like I said, but yeah, could have been worse. So to sum up everything, of course, we have now purchased a national SOAT for our tuk-tuks. Tip number 3,487, always have national insurance or have a little bit of cash to bribe police. And yeah, We'll be a bit more prepared next time, I suppose, when this happens. But we're both imagining it's probably not going to happen, as long as we stay off the roads at night. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you haven't seen our other adventures in Peru so far, it will be somewhere on the screen in a moment. And I will see you guys in the next one.
Fed up with it.